Hi everybody, I hope you're well. In today's video, I am at my Shine workshop. So first of all, a massive thank you to everyone for coming. Shine is my 3-day wedding photography workshop and we've been shooting for 1.5 days so far. We were up till midnight shooting yesterday and it's been amazing. So before we get into this video, I just want to show you a little bit behind the scenes of what we've got up to at Shine. Perfect. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this photograph, which includes 4 off-camera speed lights. Now the first thing to say is that our venue for Shine is beautiful. It's an amazing house, a huge country house full of character. It's an incredible space. What I'm going to show you in this video doesn't include anything of the venue really. This photograph would work even better in a blank room where we don't have any of these beautiful features. And it's a great go-to setup if you don't have very much and you're shooting a wedding and you're thinking, oh, what can I do here? And the venue isn't giving you very much. So to start with, I'm going to build this shot as always in layers. So first of all, I should just say as well, we have the incredible Darcie and Matt who have been insanely good during Shine. They've not stopped at all now since we started. So thank you both so much. Their Instagram is on the screen. Please go and give them a follow because they have been incredible. Right, first of all, I just want to put a warm light behind Darcie and Matt. So this is going to be speed lights. We'll call this one A actually. So that's going to be behind them, and the idea is I just want to create some warm light on the wall behind them. And I'm putting this like behind Matt because it'll be easier to hide this behind Matt than it is to hide it behind Darcie. And eventually I'm going to shoot from this table down here. So let's just see what that does first of all. As I have always said, and I've been teaching on Shine, the first step towards any good off-camera flash portrait is to not even use off-camera flash at all, just to take a shot using ambient light. So I'm going to do that first of all. So without the speed lights being on, I want to lower and kill the ambient light in this space. So I'm going to start off by going to 2/50th on my Sony A9II. That is as quick as I can shoot without going to high-speed sync. I'm going to drop my ISO to 100, which again, really low, to kill the ambient light. And I would like to shoot at a wide aperture. That's a creative reason because eventually I'm going to be shooting through things here, which is going to create colourful bokeh. And for that bokeh to look at its best, I want to shoot very wide open. So I'm at 1.8 with my aperture. So let's just see what that looks like with no speed lights at all. And as you can see, it's not completely underexposed, but it's very, very underexposed. It's a good start. So now let's turn on A, which is the speed light that we have behind Darcie and Matt. So this is the AD200. Let's just see what this gives us. At the moment, I'm gonna put that on 132 power. Yeah, that's a really good start. The first thing that I just want to do really is just move everything over slightly. So Darcie and Matt, can I just move you this way slightly? Now at the moment, as you can see, there is no modifier on this Godox AD200. So what I'm going to do now is add on a MagMod grid. Let's see what this does on its own. Can I do it first time? Yes. No. That looks better. So let's just see what the difference that makes. Yeah, the composition looks good here. That's really nice. We just need to slightly change the position of the speed light, and this is the hardest part of this entire process, just getting this circle right, but that should be it. I also want to give a bit of a shout out as well to one of our attendees, Alex Buckland, who before suggested, well, why don't you put a mag sphere on here? So I wasn't sure about that, but I did it. But I did it and really liked it. So Alex, by the way, is the originator of the Buckland method.
Oh, take it back!
Which at some stage I will make a video all about. It's transformed how I shoot dance floor. So let's just... Yeah, the background there is really nice. So we're a lot of the way there. Now, there is a bit of a distraction behind Matt. The distraction is the picture on the wall, so don't tell the venue, but I'm just going to take this picture down.
Don't tag the venue on this one, you naughty
Yeah.
guy.
That's why I've not mentioned that the venue is beautiful, but the venue is also nameless. Let's see what we get this time. Perfect. That's a really nice start. Now, I'm even going to drop my ISO to the dangerous region of ISO 50. Really good. That's perfect. Really nice. So now, we've got something that looks quite interesting, but it's a little bit dull. So let's create some bokeh in the foreground. I'm going to do that by grabbing some glasses that I prepared earlier. There is no skill to doing this. I'm just going to put a load of glasses on the table. This is the great thing about doing this shot at a wedding venue especially. You will always find glasses and
Candles work well?
Candles work very well, yes. Exactly. And I'm just putting them here with a little gap in between that I'm eventually going to shoot through. Let's just make a little gap here. I'm trying to make the gap as small as possible, but without going over Darcie and Matt. So that's really good. But obviously, as you can see, we can't see the bokeh as yet. This is where we introduce our second and third speed lights. Thank you very much. I will say, like, the reason that Emma and Michael know what to do is that we've already done this shot. So in theory, it shouldn't go wrong. Rather than just leaving it bare, I'm going to add a colour onto this speed light. This is going to be speed light B. And let's add on a gel. Let's go for purple. Purple's one of my favourite colours when using gels. We want this to be at a very low power. So I'm going to put speed light B on 1/28. And at the same time, I'm also going to use a light from the other direction. This is going to be speed light C, also on 1/28 power. So both of these speed lights from the left and the right are the same distance away, and they're going to add colour to that foreground bokeh that we're creating. So let's see what happens this time. Darcie and Matt in my end composition are going to be more towards the right, so I'm trying to fill the left-hand side a little bit more. That looks cool there. Yes, that's nice. Perfect, you two. I might just touch up the speed light behind them, which is on 132 at the moment. That's going to 1/16. And then, yeah, this is really good, you two. Just nice and close. When it comes to a silhouette like this, I'm just looking for bodies to be close and a little gap between the heads, exactly as they're doing. That's amazing. And I've done something like this a few times before, and I really like it. I think it's really effective. But what I've not done until Shine is add in another light above Darcie and Matt to create really beautiful lights from above. So to do that, we're going to add in a 4th speed light, which is going to be speed light D. This is one I prepared earlier, which is going to be in the MagBox Pro 24 Octa. And if I could ask for a volunteer, please. Here you go, the Buckland method himself, Alex holding his pole. For those that know, that makes sense. Should just say as well, there is a grid on the MagBox. That is to stop the spill of the light. We're shooting indoors and I don't want the light to affect the fireplace or anything around Darcie and Matt. I only want it to hit Darcie and Matt. Notice as well the positioning that Alex is using here, which is perfect. It doesn't look to our naked eye as though the MagBox is actually hitting Darcie and Matt, but it is, it's feathering them really nicely. So let's go back to our starting point and let's just add on D. I'm going to turn off A and B, so we're just seeing the effects of D now, and I'm going to guess at 132 power. That's it, yeah, we can just see the effects of D there. Really beautiful. I've been massively inspired over the past year, 18 months, by the work that I've seen within the Flashmasters community. Go and check out Flashmasters, especially the works of Tim Campanen, Jesse Morrow-LaPlante, Jeff Tisman, Esteban Gil, Christian Cardona. These incredible photographers all utilize this style of lighting. So I've taken their style as inspiration and I love it now. So yeah, this is perfect. Now let's add on A, B, and C all together and we should have something really nice. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Really nice. Darcie, can I just switch you around now if that's okay? So you're gonna back into the love of your life. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. I'm going to ask you just to put your arms around each other, wrap your arms around, that's it. And head's nice and close with Darcie's head, just a little bit in front of Matt's. Really nice. Really, really nice. I'm going to just get this glass here and put that across my lens. That's amazing. Really good, you two. Thank you, Alex, as well. You've got that light perfect. Yeah, love this. A little bit more just tilted towards Matt, if you can, please, Alex. Incredible. And the last shot, because I love what we've already got, but as I always say, once you've got a shot you're really pleased with, you might as well just change your lens, just to try something different. So let's change from the 35mm to the 85mm 1.8. Not going to change anything else, just going to create a different look. That's really nice, you two. Again, just going to put this glass just at the bottom just to frame Darcie and Matt a little bit. Really good. And just last one, really, I don't even need to say anything to Darcie and Matt. They are a dream to work with.
Just to remind you, all the photographs that you see in my videos were edited using my Lightroom preset pack, which you can download from my website. The pack includes my presets, brushes, magic masks, and a 100-minute editing tutorial video in which I show you exactly how I edit my photographs.
And just resting your heads together really close. That's insane, that looks so good. Thank you. And just so I can see what it looks like, I'm going to turn off the light behind Darcie and Matt. Very last ones. Yeah, again, beautiful. I love these. So good. Perfect. Thank you so much, Darcie and Matt. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, Helen. And thank you for being a part of Shine. It's been an incredible few days. Everybody here now is going to go off with one of our 4 models and do their own thing now after so much intense learning. So I can't wait to see what these incredibly talented photographers, they're laughing because this is not one take, what these incredibly talented photographers are going to create on their own. Also, just notice, Michael, Aftershoot. Massive fan of Aftershoot as well, so go and check out Aftershoot. Yeah, thank you everyone for being a part of this incredible experience. I have loved it. If you have any questions at all about anything I've done in this video, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you very much again for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you. So just let me know when you're ready. Hi buddy, hope you're well. Ooh, my voice. God. So to start with, I'm going to put a speed light behind them. Damn it. Hell. Right, that's all.